Okay, I think I like the natural lighting way better. Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. I might look a little weird because I'm trying like the natural lighting like from outside. I don't want to put my vanity lights on because it might be a little too like weird. So I'm still getting used to the whole YouTube thing. It's gonna be a little hard for me to like come thoroughly like to like acceptance of my YouTube because it's like I'm scared, I'm just nervous, you know. So this one is gonna be a highly requested video. I have like the camera here, but I'm trying to focus here, but I'm gonna be looking that way to see myself. But this is a highly requested video of my journey of my business and how much it has grown and where I started, just like a whole overview of myself and like my business. If I'm too close, I don't know, I'm too close. I'm trying to like get it right. Okay, I'm just gonna go right here. So welcome back everyone. My name is Andrea Avila. I am the owner of Homegirlz Beauty Shop, Angel's Dolls, and now an upcoming brand that I have called Vintage Homegirlz, where I'm going to be doing like vintage old school clothing that I used to wear back in the 90s, like probably new clothing, stuff that we wear now, and like, you know, just want to mix up everything together because I really like the whole fashion thing. I'll be using my hands a lot too because I don't know how I'm fucking weird like that. Today I don't have my nails on. I just have like no nails on, so I look a little bit weird. But so okay, getting back, I don't want to make it too long, but I'm gonna tell you guys like my whole story of like when I started and everything. I told you guys on my live that I was gonna be doing like a little background about myself as well. So I have 3 brothers, 2 sisters, and it's myself. I am the only one from my mom and my dad. They separated when I was, I think, born barely, or even before that. I'm not sure the whole story, but I lived with my mom in Huntington Park, California most of my childhood. We lived in rooms, we lived in you know, apartments. My mom worked a warehouse job and she did everything she could for me, so my mother is my rock. And you know, we went through a lot when I was younger. She did the most she could for me, and I'm truly appreciative of my mother. She's like my #1 thing. My dad was not really in the picture as much like that. I would see him on the weekends, but it was never like I would see him like my mom. My mom has been so supportive since day one. She's been supportive through everything, through me getting jobs. I'm breathing a lot, sorry guys, I'm nervous. Through getting jobs, through getting everything, my mother has been like my #1 thing, and I'm so thankful for that. So growing up, I did grow up with my stepdad, my mom, my sister. I seen my dad up to my teens. I stopped seeing him. I had a lot of anger issues with my father, and unfortunately I stopped seeing him, and I had to learn to get over my anger issues because at the end of the day, like, you have to be okay with yourself. So I learned how to be okay with me and be okay with him, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm okay now. I don't see him as often. I do see my brothers. I do see them here and there, and my stepmom, she was a wonderful second mom to me, and honestly I'm so appreciative to have her in my life. Now currently I live with my mother-in-law. I got married when I was only 19 to my husband. He is incarcerated, and he introduced me to a beautiful family, which is his family, and honestly I'm so thankful to be a part of his family, and I'm so thankful that he brought me to his family's life because they are so fucking good to me. It's so dope to have a bigger family. Like, I never had that before, so I'm so happy to have his family by my side, and the support of my mom, and like everybody just getting along. You know, this is just kind of like a little background of myself. I love my family. Like, I consider them like my own family, and honestly I'm so thankful for everything that how my life has played out so far. So that's my story right now. This is where my location is. So guys, I started Homegirlz back in 2018. Honestly, I had a full-time job, an 8 to 4. I started working at that company 2015 2015. Yeah, 2015 I got the opportunity to work at that company, which I was so grateful that they hired me because I really needed a job. I wasn't even going to school, nothing like that, so I needed a job, you know. So I got hired. I was getting paid the minimum, which was $13.50. No, not even $13.50. I was getting paid $11. I started at 11 and worked my way up to, I think, like 12, I believe. I'm not sure. I think it was like 12. So fast forward to 2017, I had a really big impact in my life that I had to change so much for myself, and I had to make more money than what I was making because it wasn't enough. I needed money so bad. So I started to see this girl on Snapchat. Her name is Ale Makeup Love. I'm gonna put you because, girl, you put me on. She was selling lashes wholesale, so I was like, oh, you know, like, I'm gonna buy some of her, see maybe if I can sell them, if I kind of design the packaging nice or something, people would buy them for me. So I bought them from her, and I kind of did it like as a side thing, and I was like, what can I do? The thing is that me, when I get into something, I'm always like the kind, like, what can I do to sell? Like, what can I do to make shit, like, what am I gonna do now, you know? So I started to do lives of my makeup because Instagram had gotten the live thing, and I started to do lives and everything, and it was going good. I sold, I think when I went live, I sold the most. I had only bought 20 and I sold like 10 on my live, so I was like, okay, that's good, you know. And then at the time, I had met one of my homegirls that is really close to me. Julieta and Andrea, I had met them together at the same time, and you know, they kind of encouraged me to like get the Instagram, like, oh, get your Instagram and this and that. But in my head, I was like, I would never think of doing that because, like, what the fuck, like, who's gonna follow, you know? So I just was like, what the hell, what do I do, you know? So they were like, no, get it, you know, you should just get it, start promoting your stuff there, that will help you, whatever. So they promoted and they helped me, and then I did the Instagram, and then I was on the Instagram. I was close to them, and then I had another homegirl. I don't know if you guys seen her on Instagram. Her name is Clumsy. She helped me too with the name and everything. Like, I had asked, I was like, what should I name it? They were like Homegirlz Boutique or something like that. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, like, you know, I'll do Homegirlz Beauty Shop. So I ended up doing the Homegirlz Beauty Shop because of that. And I'm so thankful that I had people that helped me, like, along the way when I would ask questions, like, oh, you know, like an opinion or something. I'm so thankful for that, and I like to give credit to everybody. Like, I don't care if people are not close in my life or not. I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, who supported me in the beginning still counts to me, you know what I mean? Like, even if one day they were not to support me, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna give credit where it's due. So they did help me come out with that, and I was so thankful to start my brand. And I can't breathe, bro. I'm so fucking fat. So I was so thankful to start the brand, and then little by little, like, I would just figure out ways to make cute packaging. And me and my sister would just go to Michael's all the time, because we had a Michael's across the house, and we would go and we're like, okay, you know, what about this holographic paper? And my sister's so good at perfecting, like, wrapping, so she would wrap them for me, because I was gonna cut that shit like fucking Cricut and shit. So she helped me do the whole packaging thing at the beginning, and I was just coming out with all this, like, stuff that I love, like, stuff that, guys, I fuck with so hard, like, heavy. Like, this is my style. When you guys see my brand, it's me, like, inside, outside, fucking all over the place, it's me. You know, like, for a long time I wasn't able to really be confident in what I could wear and stuff like that, because I didn't like my body, and this has a lot to do with it, guys. That's why at the time I would just wear hoodies or like t-shirts, because I didn't want to show my fat. But honestly, like, after I got my body done, which was not so long ago, guys, I feel so much better about myself. And I'm not telling anybody get your body done to feel better about yourself. I'm not saying that. That's a whole nother video, by the way, guys. I'm just saying that this is for me. This is what the fuck I did for myself, and like, I feel good, you know, like, I feel better enough to wear things that I really like, you know, not just t-shirts. But back to the story. So yeah, like, this whole thing, everything is me. Like, everything that I was putting out at the time was just me. Like, it's everything I do is me. Like, honestly, it's like, it's crazy, because it started growing so fast paced that I was like, what the fuck, like I never thought that this would happen. And I would see people like congratulating me and telling me this, and I'm like, why are they congratulating me? Like it's not that, it's really nothing but like special, you know, it's just like lashes, you know. So I would be like, what the hell, you know. And then I got the opportunity that maybe 6 months after I started my brand, I reached 50K on 6 months or like 7-8 months. I reached 50K on Instagram. Before that, I had already had like 4 months and I had already reached 30K. And honestly, I was like so in shock, like that my brand grew so much support from everybody that was just coming. And at the time, I did get a lot of support from this brand called Living Firme, which is Sparkles and Sad Girl. They're so fucking badass because I went to one of their seminars, and honestly, their seminar fucking turned my shit up. Like, bitch, you have to get on your shit. And that's when I got even more motivated for the brand, which at the beginning I didn't know it was gonna be a brand. I just got motivated to sell lashes to make money. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, it was just more like I was selling lashes. I didn't think it was gonna be something like huge. Like, I just didn't think anything of it like that. So I got the opportunity to be on a YouTube video with them, and you know, they were talking about like, oh, you reached 30K so fast, and like, you know, how do you feel, and like, how did you get there? And I'm just like, I'm talking, you know, but in my mind I'm like, why in my mind I'm like, why am I here? And like, I don't know, like, I just don't understand what's the big deal of it, you know. I didn't know the intensity because of the fact that before I had my brand, Instagram was just like something to have fun and post pictures on. And I would do a lot of makeup pictures because I was really into makeup and doing like makeup looks and stuff like that. But it was never like, oh my god, like so intense, you know. So when I was at that little interview on YouTube, I was like, in my head, I know in my head I was fucking dying. Like, what the fuck like, I don't get it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just being me. That's kind of thing what I said in my YouTube thing. Like, I'm just being me, and like, I wanted to be much more than such a brand. Like, I wanted it to be at that point when I knew I had already grew and it had to get done, like everything was just growing. At that point I knew I had to get my license. I had to get registered and everything. So at that very point when I knew it was gonna grow more was when I was like, okay, now this is like a responsibility because it's another job, you know. Like, I was like, oh shit, like I was still in shock because I just didn't know it was gonna grow like that. I just didn't know it was gonna be something, if you guys get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just so, like, it just came out of like so shocking, like, I don't know, weird. And like, everybody was so supportive, and I'm really thankful that you guys love what I put out on Homegirlz and that you guys follow Homegirlz. And honestly guys, there's been so many like fucking bumps on the road, so many things you have to get on track with, and it's been so crazy. So after that, I still had my regular job, my 8 to 4, and I had Homegirlz as a little like side job. I had a 50K pop-up shop, and it went so great. So this is where everything just started to get more serious. Okay, so at a point it got, which was 2019, no, yeah, 2019. So the beginning of 2019, it started to pop a lot more, which, because I started 2018, it started to come up more where I started to come out with more things, and I was still at my job. So I had a really bad experience the last year at my full-time job. I'm not gonna say names or mention the company. I had a really bad experience where my business was mentioned twice, that's the reason why I was lacking work. So you know, I mean, I don't know, to each his own. Maybe I was, I don't know, to be honest. But it got mentioned twice, and I got in a really big fight with the manager. Unfortunately, we had a big fight, and take note that I was really on good terms with the manager before. We had a personal relationship, which is, this is what the fuck, guys, do not mix business with personal, because this will happen. So I had a really big fight with her, and that whole year she made my life a living motherfucking hell, and she treated me like fucking shit. She wouldn't even look me in the face. She wouldn't even say fucking good morning. And honestly, imagine going to your job and your manager won't even like, and it's only you and like 2 other girls, and your manager won't even look you in the face, and comes in with a fucking attitude like she wants to fucking shoot you and shit. Like, I mean, that's how you guys can only imagine how I felt. I went through hell. I was crying to my mom every fucking Monday, telling her no quiero ir. Every Sunday, no quiero ir, like no quiero ir, because I always go to my mom for everything. No quiero ir, and I'm crying and crying and crying. She's like, no, mija, pues tienes que tener trabajo and this and that. And I'm like, okay, you know. And I had homegirls at the time, but I was going through hell because of this job. And yeah, it was just bad. Like, I was like fucking getting treated like shit. It was bad. My fucking coworker, she knew. It was bad. Like, she would see, like, the energy was horrible, guys. Imagine going to a job and they can't even treat you right. And you know what, I'm not even gonna say nothing like really bad. Like, I'm just saying that how I felt up at the job at the time because of the fight. But before that, my manager and when we were on good terms, she was really good to me. Like, I appreciate everything she's done for me, everything. And this is why when I left, I just left. I didn't do no like extra shit, and you know what I mean. Like, I just left because at the end of the day, I'm not in charge of getting people back, or you know, I'm not gonna have rage and be like, oh fuck this, I'm gonna go do this and this and that, I'm gonna do the most, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna do none of that shit because I'm not in charge of that. So she was good to me, you know. She was good to me when we were on good terms. So then after that whole year was hell. Like, I didn't even know what the fuck to do. And I would call my mother-in-law and I would be like, what do I do, dude? Like, I'm tired, I don't want to be here. And like, hold on, I'm gonna go down. I don't want to be here and this and that. And she was like, dude, well, kind of calculate what you make on Homegirlz and calculate what you make there. So a couple months passed by, which is almost the end of the year, and like, it was just bad. She wouldn't even eat lunch there anymore. It was fucking ugly, guys. It was just a fucking ugly ass environment. So finally I left, and then so finally I told my mother-in-law, we calculated how much I made or whatever, and then with that she was like, well, you kind of calculated. She's like, you kind of make more in the Homegirlz than you do in your job. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, like, to be honest, like, whatever you make in your job, you're just kind of like. And I was like, fuck, man, that's kind of true. But you know what, el miedo de tener cheque, you know, like, you have a check already. Like, getting a check is kind of like, you're scared because you're already used to getting an actual check, you know what I mean? So like, I was scared, and I told my mom, and the first time I told my mom, she was like, no, pues mija, tienes que tener trabajo, you know. But the last fucking straw was the last month of the year, in December 3rd, I remember, 3rd. I had a fucking bad little, I don't know, it was so bad. Like, that day, she didn't even do the most. It was just a little comment she said, and I had like my moment where enough, like, that's it, I'm not taking this shit no more. And it wasn't even like something big, it was like just a small little comment that she made, and like, I was like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Like, in my head I was like this. The next day I contacted someone and I said, hey, you know what, that's it, it's my last day, I'm not doing this. Like, this is my last day. You know, tomorrow will be my last day, and that's it. I went in, she told me, oh, you know, you're gonna quit, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I am, this and that. Okay, well, good luck, thank you, you know. I said, okay, thank you so much, whatever. Said thank you to the other boss, said thank you to everybody, and I left. And finally I was out, and my life just 360'd after that. So I felt so much better, guys. I was able to make it through. I had to push through the Homegirlz. At this point, Homegirlz was my job already. I pushed through, and honestly, that year, the next year, I was able to get a place with my mother-in-law, a bigger spot. I was living in with my mom, and I was able to expand Homegirlz and have a better space for the Homegirlz merchandise, and just come out with different things, you know. Honestly, guys, that's my story of like from then to now. I started out with maybe only $100 to buy the lashes and buy stuff, and little by little, like I would use my checks to buy stuff, and that's how I did it, honestly. And you know, like the growing, honestly, it's just you putting your all in consistency into your Instagram and your social medias, because you just want to make sure that you are putting out content that's going to attract people, because if you put things that are not going to attract people, it's not going to get you any people. And another thing, guys, like I said, I wanted my brand, and I still want my brand to be much more than just products. I wanted to come on my brand and be a part of it. I want to be able to go on live and talk about whatever I want. I'm all about being myself. I'm all about being myself, guys. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you a certain way because this is the way you're supposed to advertise. This is the way you're supposed to talk. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit here and act like somebody I'm not. I cuss. Sometimes I say things just, you know, out there. When I talk about my brand and when I talk about myself, this is me. This is what has gotten me there. I love to talk about, you know, other people's feelings, and I like to talk about things that have to do with life and like things that us, you know, people go through. Like I like to be a part of my brand. I like to be on the lives. I like to, you know, see what people are saying and like comment back and, you know, have one-on-one conversations. I'm very open to conversation, and sometimes I look a little bit serious when I talk, and it looks like I'm mad, but I'm not mad. This is just who I am. And honestly, like being me has gotten me where I am, because I would think that you have to talk a certain way or you have to be a certain way, but you don't have to be a certain way. You gotta be you. That's all you gotta be. And that's what honestly has helped me. And my brand, like I said, is much more than just products. It's me talking to you guys about shit, about real life shit, about things we go through, tough times, fucking depression, happy times, you know, like sex, fucking love, you know, inspiration, emotions. Like I want Homegirlz to actually be like you, my homegirl, fucking from online and shit, you know what I mean? Like that's how I want it to be, because it is Homegirlz beauty shop. It's not just, you know, I'm gonna sell you my product, y aquí está, ya, vete pa allá, ya. You know what I mean? Like I like to be on top of it. So getting to that, this past year, talking about like the struggles of it, this past year, the beginning of the year, I moved into my new place, and honestly I went to a depression for a couple months because I was so lost. You know, you go from paying $200 of rent to paying like all kinds of bills now, and like maintaining all kinds of shit now. And it's hard, you know, it's hard because I 360'd, and it was kind of it kind of like got me into a depression, and like I was just going through my own things, because take note that I don't just have to deal with personal life. I mean, I don't just have to deal with business, I have to deal with personal life as well. So imagine having both at the same time. It's kind of hard. I don't know why I need a burp. I haven't even eaten. So imagine like going through all that. So it was just hard, honestly. Like so many things were going through my mind. And I finally was able to get out of it. Today I'm in a better place. I'm more motivated to go on YouTube, to go on live, to do what I have to do and talk to you guys. So that's why I'm back on. But I did go through a whole thing because I was so confused, guys. I felt like I had this company that I had to keep up, that I love so much, and I still had my whole life and emotions here to keep up to, so I couldn't work at both. But see, when sometimes you're, sorry, I'm gonna comb my hair right here. Sorry. So sometimes your mental health is more important, so that way you can be up to date with your other stuff. Your mental health is always more important. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to talk to people about my problems. I like to be the fixer of all problems. Like, people can come to me. My close circle knows they can come to me for problems. But you won't ever think something's wrong with me. And that's the problem with me, because I was going through a lot. And I didn't even know how to explain this to somebody. It was hard. It was hard. It was just so much things. I was dealing with my own toxic things. But you know what? This is going to be another video because I'm gonna get into something else. But yeah, so it's hard because I had to keep up with the business and keep up with that. So that was just a really big struggle. I feel like I said, guys, I'm in a better place where I'm able to do YouTube now and like come back to you guys and just in a better, you know, energy. I don't want to give off bad energy either. That's probably why I didn't even go live for a while. But yes, I this is what I encountered during my whole journey so far. I know I'm gonna encounter so many other things. It's a given. But at the end of the day, this is what it is, you know. So this was my journey, guys. I hope you guys like this video. I am gonna give you guys a couple tips on how to build, you know, social media. I will be posting them on the Homegirlz as well, but one of them I would have to say, so let me go over the little list I already posted so that way you guys, I could kind of explain thoroughly what I mean by these. So 10 things to help your business, which I have posted on the Homegirlz. One is have all social medias. So try to make a YouTube, try to make TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Try to make all social medias for your business. Number 2, aesthetic pleasing content. So make sure that your content, like I told you guys, is very attractive, so people can come into your page and be like, whoa, that looks cool. Like even colors and stuff like that will attract people, guys. So make sure you guys coordinate shit, a theme and everything. You guys could get that going on and it'll attract people. Number 3, get to know your crowd. Number 3 is the most important one for me because, like I said, get to know your crowd. Be on your lives, be active. Don't just try to be behind the camera and like post shit, you know. Try to be active, try to be part of it. Try to have people go on your live and do makeup looks. Try to go on once a week and, you know, just talk to your people. I mean, you guys don't have to be like me, get all fucking emotional and talk about feelings and shit like that with your crowd, but you can just talk about your products and stuff like that. You know, try to be part of your crowd. That's mainly what it means. I can't breathe, bro. I'm fat. Okay, number 4, go on lives and make videos. So yeah, go on lives, make videos, post pictures, make videos of your products, using your products. Maybe if you're not into that, make sure you have somebody do it for you. I mean, I'm not just talking about makeup, anything in general. It takes you to do videos and stuff like that. Anything you're selling, anything that you're trying to like get your money for. Dude, I'm that fucking fat, bro. Okay, I can't believe myself. Number 5, love what you do. So make sure that whatever you're doing, your business that you're going for, that you love 100. You don't want to be in somewhere you don't love. You don't want to do something you don't love. Homegirlz is my motherfucking life. I love this. I love waking up in the morning and knowing that this is my brand and that I started this, and everything I look at, I love, like my packaging, everything like this. You know, I have my little baggies that I've came out with, like everything that I see here. I just love waking up. I love my brand, you know. So make sure you love it. 6, invest wisely. Okay, guys, that's a big one right here. 6, invest wisely. So make sure that you guys don't just waste money on everything. Like, oh, I want to sell this, I want to sell that. Let me get like 50 and this and that. No. So make sure you try out a product. If you're gonna barely start, I always say start with 3 items only. So that way you can get to kind of just sell those first, and then you can start adding when you start seeing that you're selling those. Start adding more items, but start off with 3 items. Invest wisely, guys. Don't just throw your whole fucking check in and fucking waste your money on it. I'm not saying you're wasting your money, but like make sure that you know what you're gonna sell and then you know you're gonna sell it. So that's what I'm saying. Invest wisely. Don't just a lo pendejo, you know what I mean? And another thing, you will not probably see a whole bunch of win at the beginning, but it'll start adding up slowly. Dude, every time I talk, I can't breathe. 7, be your #1 promoter. Yes, be your #1 promoter. I don't want to make this more than 30 minutes, so I'm gonna kind of like, well, who cares, huh? So be your #1 promoter. Always put your, like, if you see nobody's promoting you, you promote yourself all 100%. Like keep posting, keep pushing. Google ways to, like, here's another one. This is what it's gonna be. 8, find good promoters. Make sure you guys find good promoters, people that are consistent. Always put that you want people that are consistent and stuff like that. Number 9 comes back to the research ways to advertise, which means look for Google things, read books, things that are going to help you figure out how are you going to sell more, how can you improve this, and how can you improve that. That's the number 1. And then number 10 is going to be a special one. It says, I don't give a fuck about what your family or friend doesn't believe in you. Believe in yourself. There should be no time of day to dwell or think about none of that hateful shit that comes out of people's mouth. Worry about what's your next move. Get the business running 100, because only way you're going to make it is if you believe in this shit. You believe you got the shit. So that's my number one, guys. Make sure that you believe. I don't want to fucking hear, oh, it's because, you know, it might not, I don't think it can happen, or I don't know, what do you think? I don't want to hear that shit, because honestly, if you don't believe in your own shit, you're not gonna go anywhere. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe every single day that you got this. Even if it fucking fails the first time, the next time I got this, the next time, you could fail 100 fucking times. The next time you got this shit, don't fucking let that shit drain you. Don't let it get to you. You'll still continue to believe in yourself, because one day you believing in yourself that hard is gonna pay off. As I believe in whatever you put out, you get back, and that has always happened since I started my brand. I'm the kind who likes to challenge myself, so